Young mother murdered, her 2 children disappear.
It's been 3 years since that happened. It's still no sign of Kayla Hunter or Kristian justice.
Family and friends of a murdered Detroit mother want to keep this case in the headlines as they continue the search for her 2 missing children. Alicia Fox found shot to death in June, but her children haven't been seen since.
How do 2 children disappear completely after their mother is murdered, without leaving behind a single confirmed trace?
Stoppers offering a $3,000 reward tonight in hopes of finding 2 missing children from Detroit. Kayla Hunter and Kristian Justice haven't been seen since their mother, Alicia Fox, was found murdered nearly a year ago now.
In June of 2014, police entered an abandoned building in Detroit and discovered the body of 27-year-old Alicia Fox. There was a trash bag over her head, and evidence someone had attempted to conceal the crime.
And as I tilted the door back, I saw some legs that were cut off at the kneecaps. So upon seeing that, I know now that I'm on a crime scene, so I back up off of it and I don't mess with anything else.
But investigators soon uncovered an even more disturbing mystery. Alicia's 2 children, 6-year-old Kayla Hunter and her 8-month-old baby brother Kristian Justice, had vanished. No confirmed sightings. No phone calls. No answers. And although Alicia's killer would eventually confess to her murder, he has never publicly revealed what happened to the children. More than a decade later, the mystery surrounding Kayla and Kristian remains unsolved. Before the tragedy, Alicia Fox was described by family members as a caring and devoted mother. She lived in Detroit with her children and was focused on raising them in a stable environment. At the end of May 2014, Kayla was preparing for a milestone that excited both mother and daughter, kindergarten graduation. Alicia had reportedly bought her a tiny cap and gown for the ceremony. For Kayla, it was a moment many children look forward to. For Alicia, it was a proud memory in the making. But when graduation day arrived, the family never appeared. At first, relatives believed there may have been a misunderstanding or emergency. But as hours turned into days, concern quickly escalated into panic. Calls to Alicia went unanswered. No one had seen Kayla, and baby Kristian was missing too. Family members immediately began searching for answers.
I think as optimistic as possible, but like I said, you still have pessimistic thoughts that come in because you're so anxious.
The family says they believe answers are out there somewhere. They just need your help.
Personality out of this world.
And Kristian?
I called him Yum Yum because he wanted to eat up everything. So it was like he was just coming into his personality. You know, just a happy baby.
But along with so many treasured memories, there's also a deep and often unbearable pain. Fox hasn't seen the kids in 3 years. Kayla was 6 and Kristian 8 months old.
It's a void every day.
They disappeared in June of 2014, the same time their mother, Alicia Fox, was found shot and killed in an abandoned Detroit home.
What they discovered inside Alicia's home only deepened their fears. According to reports, the house was nearly empty. Even more disturbing, relatives noticed a strong smell of bleach and cleaning chemicals throughout the home. To many people, it looked as though someone had attempted to clean or erase evidence. There was another unsettling detail as well. The family dog was gone. Later, the dog would reportedly be found abandoned in Detroit and showing signs of abuse. At that point, investigators realized this was no longer a routine missing persons case. Something terrible had happened. As investigators worked to piece together Alicia's disappearance, attention quickly turned toward the people closest to her. Family members continued searching desperately for Kayla and Kristian, while hoping the children might still be alive somewhere.
Well, my mind is telling me because I'm going to be optimistic. I'm not going to be pessimistic.
Her husband fled the state. He would not come forth or give us her whereabouts.
And it's like a movie, a horror movie that you know not going to unfold.
Meanwhile, police searched for evidence explaining Alicia's sudden disappearance. Then on June 9, 2014, the case took a horrifying turn. Police discovered Alicia Fox's body inside an abandoned building in Detroit. Investigators reported that a black trash bag had been placed over her head, and there were signs someone had attempted to conceal or dispose of the remains. The discovery shocked both the community and Alicia's family.
Drop the kids off and let them come home to us.
For relatives of missing 7-year-old Kayla Hunter and 1-year-old Kristian Justice, it is so hard and painful living without knowing what's happened to these two precious children. And today, loved ones join Crime Stoppers to plead for information that will lead to finding them. Kayla is Kevin Hunter's little girl.
I've basically been going through hell every day. Just pray one day that she's found safe and sound and come home to me.
But amid the horror of the murder investigation, detectives faced another terrifying reality. The children were still missing. 6-year-old Kayla Hunter and baby Kristian Justice had vanished without explanation. There were no confirmed sightings of either child after Alicia disappeared. As media coverage intensified, the mystery surrounding the children became the central focus of the case. People following the investigation online and in Detroit began asking the same haunting question. If Alicia had been murdered, what happened to her children? In the days following the discovery of Alicia's body, investigators tracked Alicia's husband, Aaron Justice, to Atlanta, Georgia. He was arrested and charged in connection with Alicia's death. Eventually, Aaron Justice confessed to killing Alicia Fox and later pleaded guilty to second-degree murder. In September 2015, he was sentenced to decades in prison. For Alicia's loved ones, the sentencing brought some accountability for her murder. But it did not bring closure. Because despite the confession, one critical question remained unanswered. What happened to Kayla and Kristian? According to family members, Aaron Justice spoke very little publicly about the case. He never publicly explained where the children went or what happened to them after Alicia's death. That silence has continued to haunt investigators and surviving relatives for years.
Just help us. Please, I'm begging somebody, please help us, please. That's all I ask is for somebody to just help us. We need help. We need peace. We want the babies back. Help us do that one thing. If you could just do that one thing for us. Just help us, please.
The case also contained details that fueled ongoing speculation and concern. Reports indicated that while many of Alicia's belongings had been abandoned or discarded, several items connected to the children, including the stroller and car seat, were never recovered. To some investigators and observers, that detail raised difficult questions about whether the children may have initially been transported somewhere else. However, authorities have never publicly confirmed exactly what happened to the children after Alicia's murder. Without definitive evidence, the case remains officially unresolved. Over the years, investigators continued searching for information about Kayla and Kristian. The FBI assisted in the case, and authorities repeatedly appealed to the public for tips. But despite extensive efforts, no confirmed trace of the children has ever been publicly identified. For Alicia's family, the uncertainty became its own kind of trauma. They were forced to mourn Alicia while continuing to live with unanswered questions surrounding the children's disappearance. Cases involving missing children connected to domestic homicide investigations are especially difficult for investigators. Without physical evidence or reliable sightings, establishing exactly what happened can become nearly impossible. In this case, the lack of answers has kept the investigation open for years. Online communities dedicated to true crime and unsolved mysteries have continued discussing the case, hoping someone may eventually come forward with information. Some discussions focus on whether the children could have survived for a period of time after Alicia's death. Others believe the truth may never fully be known unless new evidence emerges. But investigators have remained careful not to publicly speculate beyond the available evidence. And officially, the fate of Kayla Hunter and Kristian Justice remains unknown. Today, more than a decade after Alicia Fox's murder, the case still stands as one of Detroit's most haunting unresolved child disappearance investigations. Alicia's killer was identified, arrested, and sentenced. But for Kayla and Kristian, there has never been a conclusion. No confirmed sightings. No verified answers. No recovery. Only silence. For Alicia's family, that silence has lasted for years. And for many people who continue following the case, the unanswered questions are what make it so deeply disturbing. Because somewhere within this case lies the truth about what happened to two missing children. A truth that investigators have still not been able to uncover. Cases like this remind us how many families continue living without answers long after headlines disappear. If you found this case disturbing, subscribe to Dark Echoes for more true crime stories, unsolved mysteries, and real-life horror cases. And after hearing everything surrounding the disappearance of Kayla Hunter and Kristian Justice, what do you think happened to the children?